So we just had a family day over the weekend here, and one thing I always admire about parents, once the little babies are able to walk and get to that kind of stage where they're now able to pick up stuff and grip stuff and grab stuff, the amount of pain that parents have to go through as their hair is grabbed, or their eyeball, or their bottom lip, or, like kids just want to grab onto, and when you're picking them up, obviously they're now at that height, so just grab onto your face, or your ear. Oh, Janie, mothers with earrings. Oh, the fear of God. He's going to horse into that earring and pull it straight out. I can see it. Or just kids being kids at times, who just kind of swing their head around straight into mommy's lip. I saw that as well over the weekend. So just you see all these all these slaps and drags and scrapes and all sorts of stuff that parents have to put up with by unwitting children, and they do so, and they do so willingly. They know there's no malice in it. They know there's no bad intent. A little further down the line, there may even be a little bad intent. I know, when you have to go, let me go, and there's a thumping on mammy or on daddy, does let me go, I want to go play, I want to go blow stuff up, just let me go, and there can be a bit of that too, where little Johnny is just smacking and kicking and the whole lot, and just really wants to get free. And again, so often parents just absorb this and turn the child around so they can't kick or hurt anyone, let them do their wriggling, writhing thing, and just stop, to wait until they're settled. And this all came to mind thinking about today's gospel, the woman caught in adultery. I heard someone say once, you see, in this gospel it shows that Jesus is merciful, which is true. And it shows that Jesus will forgive everything, which is true. And then they said, so it shows that for Jesus, it doesn't matter what we do. And that's where I beg to differ. It does matter what we do. It absolutely matters what we do. St. Paul teaches us in the letter to the Romans that the wages of sin are death. That sin is a very, very serious thing. So it absolutely does matter what we do. And that the way the Lord paid our debt, my debt, due to sin, was his own passion, death, and resurrection. He died because of sin. He died because of my sin. I mean, it's easy to blame the Romans or blame the Jews at the time or blame whoever. Ultimately, I had my part to play. I think it's in the Revelations to Luisa Picaretta in The Divine Will, where it speaks about, or she sees different people scourging Jesus. It's a mystical kind of a vision, so it's not historical, but she sees different people scourging the Lord. And then she also sees religious scourging the Lord. And then finally she kind of finds the whip in her own hand and scourging the Lord. Again, not that she would ever do so deliberately, but she just understood this is what sin does. It's what sin does. So I've my part to play. So absolutely, sin is real, and I do it. And the cost of that is the Lord's life. Is he merciful? Yes. Will he forgive everything? Yes. Parents now who have children who kick and scream and gouge and scrape and the whole lot, will the parents forgive? Of course they will. Does that mean it doesn't matter what the child does? No. The child should not hit mom and dad. They shouldn't. Will mom and or dad always forgive? Yes, but even as adults now, you imagine someone you care deeply about, someone you love, a family member, a brother, sister, mother, father, if you're married, your own spouse. And like the thought of going up to someone you love, right? It's an awful thought. I'm sorry I'm even sharing this with you, but it's just to kind of put into perspective what we're talking about here. To walk up to someone you love, right, and just smack them. Yeah, I feel bad even saying the words, but imagine just walking up to someone you care that much about and just smacking them across the face. And they'll forgive you, and they will. And you're glad that they'll forgive you. So you're going to do it again? Could you do it again? Maybe. What about a third time, a fourth time? If you know they'll always forgive you, does that make it okay? The fact that they will always forgive you does not make it okay. The fact that the Lord will always forgive me doesn't mean I have a license to do whatever I want. So, the Lord is merciful, absolutely. Does that mean I can do whatever I want? Does that mean it doesn't matter what I do? It does not mean that I can do whatever I want. The Lord is merciful, but at a cost, at the cost of his life. So I think that's like in our own battles against sin or addiction or whatever it is, like just to keep in mind, like the scale of what's going on here, like the background and the promise. So the background, like where does this all come from? All our preparation, biblical preparation for the Passover, the Lord's Passion and the Resurrection, and then like the eschatological perspective, where we hope to go after all of this. All of this depends on my choices now. And some of them may be sinful, and some of them hopefully are virtuous. But the perspective, like as I said, that this is all, we're in the big league, as the Americans would say now. Like this isn't club finals anymore. This is all Iron Championship stuff. Like we get this wrong, and we might lose salvation. We might lose heaven. To presume that I can do whatever I want is very, very dangerous before God. So, in this last week of Lent, what is it that the Lord wants me to root out of my heart? What sin is it that the Lord wants me to do battle with? And I want to be realistic. I'm not going to say like we can talk about this now, think about this now, pray about this now, and suddenly, voila, that sin is gone. But like, do we need to choose again to do battle with this? If it's laziness, if it's pride, if it's impurity, if it's self-righteousness, if it's arrogance, if it's whatever it may be, to decide again, Lord, look, I want to get stuck into this battle. I want to really declare war on this sin. I want to become the saint you're calling me to be. Because even though you will forgive me, that does not give me a right to cause you any pain. It does not give me the right to smack you again. Lord, through the power of this Eucharist, through the power of your grace, help me to do battle with all residual sin, that I might glorify you through my life. Amen.